Loophole Travel says, I found out a tenant was laid off of work. In my previous post, I called Mr. Tenant and asked him if I could buy him a beer. He agreed to meet me at a local bar. I filled out and printed a notice to quit, leaving the date blank, and I brought it along with me. I explained that I started by thanking him for meeting me and explaining that I'm not trying to be a jerk, but this is a business and my livelihood. I asked about his job prospects and whether he had considered finding another place to move since my rental was too expensive for him to handle comfortably. He shared that he had just completed a second interview and hoped to hear back in a couple days. Additionally, his girlfriend also accepted a new position. Their income prospects were looking up. He has also told me that he is getting joint custody of his kids after a really bad divorce last year, so they would need more space. I offered to help with the search because I know the other landlords around town. He told me that he and his girlfriend should have paychecks in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that he would pay as much as he could when those came in. Additionally, they expected tax returns by the end of February and would pay everything current, including late fees. I decided to give this a chance to work. I explained the notice to quit to him, and I wrote in 2/15/20 as the date I would begin the eviction process if he had not paid at least a full month's rent. He was past due for January and February. He agreed, signed the document, and thanked me for working with him. The next day, I called around to see if any of my contacts had a 3-bedroom house available. One did, so I explained the situation to him, and because he was more comfortable dealing with edge cases, he'd agreed to let him move in once they had proven they could get current with me. Mr. Tenant texted me to confirm that he had been hired at the new job. 2 weeks later, I got a payment for January rent and late fees. Today, I got the remaining payment for February rent plus late fees and an unpaid pet fee. They're now completely current, and they're going to be moving into a less expensive 3-bedroom house just down the street. I'm so happy with the way things turned out. I recognize that I took additional risks by being patient with them, but it's definitely paid off in more ways than one. TLDR, I decided to be patient and work with a tenant who had fallen on hard times, 2 months behind rent. Situation worked out well for everybody, and I've now been paid in full. That's property management. That is exactly how it's supposed to work out. You work with your tenants, you are human to other humans, you're human to everything, but you're human to other humans, and it generally works out. If it doesn't work out, you have a clean conscience, and anything that doesn't work out is just temporary anyway. This is exactly what you should do in this situation. I hope that everyone's doing okay, but if you've got tenants that are struggling to pay rent, just meet up with them, let them know that this is a business and you got to do what you got to do, but work with them. Don't force them out. Don't be rude about it. Just help them out, and it'll work out for the end. That's karma coming back to everybody. Awesome, really awesome stuff.